Capper's in front by 2 lengths here from Bacanali. Rangers, Jeff Fruit. King Capper's in front, F down the outside, but in front near the line, King Capper.
Welcome to this week's edition of the Final Gallop. It is episode 342 and is proudly supported by the Brisbane Airport Hotels Group. This week we're going to preview our runners for Queensland Oaks Day at Eagle Farm on Saturday. Morning, Tony. Well, it's really Oaks and Derby Day, all in one. It's going to be a bumper meeting.
Yeah, good morning, Claire. It's going to be a ripping day, isn't it? I mean, last Saturday was a bit disappointing, obviously, the way that showery rain come and that track certainly deteriorated quite quickly with the amount of kickback, etc., etc. We've got beautiful sunny weather now as Lockie's put us in a position for that sun to be belting right in here on us. So it's really, really nice weather. It's what winter in Queensland should be like, shouldn't it? You know, nice crisp days and crisp mornings with nice clear days. We've got a bumper 10 race card. Every single race is a stakes race. Yes. So it's going to be a hell of a good meeting. We obviously got the Oaks and the Derby on the one day, which is very unusual. Yeah. Group 1 Kingsford Smith over from last week. So it's a really, really good meeting. I implore anyone who wants to get to the races on Saturday, if you want to come out, this will be as good a meeting as you'll see anywhere on Saturday.
100%. Now, before we get into the preview, let's announce the winner of our latest promotion with the Brisbane Airport Hotels Group. The prize is a night's accommodation with a buffet breakfast at the Pullman Brisbane Airport. And Tony, the winner is?
Matthew Regerson. I think if I've pronounced your last name wrong, don't shoot me. One of the Johnny Rambo boys. Johnny Rambo's at Sunshine Coast on Sunday. So, Matthew, well done on the prize, mate. They'll look after you, an absolute treat out there.
Absolutely, they will. Congratulations. A representative of the Brisbane Airport Hotels Group will be in contact with your prize voucher. Now, on to the preview of our runners at Eagle Farm on the Super Saturday. The rail will be in the 2 metre position. The track is currently a soft 6, and good news, the forecast is for sunny days all week.
Yeah, this weather's amazing. This is what we want. I mentioned, touched on earlier. So, 2 metre rail, I think. You said Eagle Farm. Means they will be coming off fence again. They will be coming towards the centre. There's no doubt there'll still be a lot of wear on that inside section where those horses got down near that rail on the weekend, even though they've shifted out 2 metres. So I'd be happy enough for horses to be, one off to free wide and running and looking to get to the centre.
Okay, we start in race 2, which is the listed Lightning handicap over the 1,000 metres, and we'll have 3 runners. All That Pizzazz will carry 57 kilos with Mark Zara riding and barrier 2. With Ladbrokes, he's paying $19 to win and $5 for the place. First up for his winter, and with a competitive first up record, want to jump out into this a couple of weeks ago.
Going really, really well. Coming hand beautifully. Addition of a tongue tie on him now as an older horse. Just feel he's playing with his soft palate of touch. It's been a really good piece of gear in his work for him. He jumped out with it on. He was nice and sharp. So I'm really happy with this horse. He showed last year he was up to this grade. I think the horse is going better. I think he's going really, much, much better than what he was in the summer and much better than what he was last winter. So I think he'll race a lot better than those odds.
Okay, the second one is Nettuno, 56.5 kilos with Craig Williams riding barrier 8. He's paying $13 to win at the moment with Ladbrokes and $3.80 for the place. He's crying out for the right race conditions, and hopefully he gets these on Saturday. He's hit the line as good as any in his last 3 starts this preparation.
I'll cut to the chase. Is my best chance in the race. Finally drawn a good barrier. Maps to get to a nice midfield spot off the back of a good speed. He'll be the horse chiming in. I think he's exceptionally hard to beat.
Okay, and the third runner is Liquor. She'll carry 53.5 kilos. Angela Jones in the saddle, barrier 14. Liquor's paying $31 to win with Ladbrokes and $7 for the place. Floundered in heavy going last start in the Bright Shadow, but before that she was in really good form, and a dry track will help her.
And she's bounced back really nicely in her track work. She's one of the fastest horses about. Obviously she's big in the mark, and I'm desperately trying to get some black type with her, so she's going to have to do a bit of work from that draw. She probably gets over outside steady ready, or even maybe heads him out off fence. She'll run well. I just worry about the amount of work those on-speed horses are going to have to do.
So, but Nettuno.
Nettuno, really happy with him. He gets back to a track that he loves, the bigger track. He's drawn beautifully. Willow's had a ride on him now. He knows him well. I think this horse is going as good as I've ever had him going. This race presents beautifully for him.
Race 4 is the Group 2 Moreton Cup over the 1,200 metres. We won this race 2 years in a row with Baller, and we'll have 2 chances this year. We'll start with Hidden Wealth. He'll carry 56 kilos. Tommy Berry rides barrier 3. He is paying with Ladbrokes $8 to win and $2.60 for the place. Forget it's 2 runs so far this preparation, wide and keen in 1, and then in the worst part of the heavy track last start. We'll get much better conditions and a nice barrier this time round.
Going great. His work since has been terrific. I'd be very forgiving of his first 2 defeats.
Yep.
I can't see any reason why he won't bounce back. Him and Front Page are up there on speed together. Tommy will have him in the right part of the track, and Eagle Farm really suits him. He can definitely bounce back in this grade.
Okay, the second runner is Cannonball, 55.5 kilos. Martin Harley will ride him, and he'll jump from barrier 5 with Ladbrokes. He's paying $16 to win and $4.20 for the place. Strong late for third in the Chief De Beers over the 1110 last start. Should appreciate the step up and trip and also the drop in weight.
And he appreciates Eagle Farm. I think this sort of ground will suit him. He maps beautifully. He just maps to find the back of that speed. You've got Hidden Wealth and Front Page doing their thing here, and then you've got Cannonball just behind them. He drops 4.5 kilos from 60 kilos down to 55.5 under these conditions. I think he's really, really well placed. Over the odds, definite top 3. Okay. Hidden Wealth on top.
Hidden Wealth on top. We go to race 6 now, which is the listed Spare Chief handicap over the 1500 metres. Vinco won this race for us 3 years ago. This year we're going to have 2 runners. We'll start with Transatlantic. He'll carry 56.5 kilos. Ryan Maloney will ride barrier 19, and he's contemplating the barrier over there behind us right now. With Ladbrokes, he is paying $5 to win and $2.10 for the place. Was good. Was a good last start, second in the BRC Sprint over the 1350 for 5th. Looks like the rise and trip will suit, and you've put winkers on for the first time.
Yeah, I have. I think they'll suit him nicely, the gear. I don't think it's a nice piece of headgear for him without being too severe, like a set of blinkers.
Yep.
I think this trip really suits him. Eagle Farm he's run really well at. That 1350 race he was in at Doom the other day was a very strong race. It was a good race with a lot of pressure in it. I think the winner of that race was obviously, I think it's favourite for the Stradbroke at the moment. It was very impressive. So goes up and trip, different shape race. The wide draw doesn't concern me too much. It's a great start, the 1500 right at the end of the back chute over there. And he'll cruise along out up deep. He'll get a spot somewhere in the first half dozen and race really well. Fatso's got to ride him half a kilo over Maloney. That won't be a problem. He knows the horse well. I think he's beautifully placed, honestly. I don't think the barrier is as big a deal as what we first make of it. If he can negate that barrier, which I think he can, enough tactical speed to do so, I think he's exceptionally hard to beat.
Okay, and the other runner we have is Rising Pacific. He'll carry 54 kilos with Andrew Million riding barrier 2. Rising Pacific is paying $11 to win and $3.74 the place with Ladbrokes right now. He's strung 3 wins together, all at Eagle Farm on a good track last start at 1800 metres. You've dropped him back, and he's up 2 stakes level, but he's down in weight.
Yeah, he's down on 54 for low draw. He's going to be burrowed away, sort of midfieldish. Million rides him really well. He just burrow him away, midfieldish down and low, and he's going to sort of come out and sort of make his run. It sort of suits a horse like this. The amount of pressure they'll have, he gets off that pressure. And with 54, if Andrew can just pick his way through them, I think he can hit the line really well, this horse. He is going good. I'm not worried about the 1800 back to 1500. He's been 5 weeks or so between runs. That's irrelevant for him. He's in really good shape. And the key to him, as we know, I've said it all prep, is good tracks.
Yes, good
so
tracks.
Hence why he's always a big space between runs. It's wet weather hasn't helped him too much. But I think back in trip to 1500 on good ground is the key to him, the good ground.
Okay,
Transatlantic, I really like the horse. I think he's a really nice animal, this horse, and he can bounce back Saturday.
Okay. Race 7 is the Group 1 Kingsford Smith Cup over 1300 metres. You won this race with Vega 1 previously. We have Zarastro racing in it this year, 59 kilos. Angela Jones will ride him and jump from barrier 9. With Ladbrokes, he's paying $23 to win and $5.50 for the place. Was okay first up in the Ascot handicap over the 1000 metres, which was a bit short for him. Now he's 7 weeks between runs, and he's won both a trial and a jump out since.
Yeah, I've kept him up to the mark nicely. I loved his work here. His fitness is right up to speed. His work on Tuesday here was great. His recovery from that work was first class. So I'm certainly happy with his fitness. I like the way the race shapes for him. I mentioned it last week. I like it better this week on good ground, which suits him. Or just getting his toe into the ground, which really suits him. There's 2 more scratchings, I think, to come out of this race. Pizzazz and Rothfire will come out. He looks the leader of the race. He'll control the tempo, and the longer they leave him alone, the harder he'll be to get past.
100%.
Obviously got Jolie Star, one of our better sprinters in Australia, in the race, and she's obviously the sticking point. It's a very good race, this race. It's not as big a field as probably what they would have liked, but it is a good race. But look, he's going really well. He deserves his chance. He's going to give a lot of cheek.
Okay, we go to race 10, which is the listed Helen Coghlan Stakes over 1,200 metres. You have won this race twice in the past 5 years with Shalwa and Comrade Rosa. We have 2 runners this year, and one of the previous winners, Comrade Rosa, runs 56.5 kilos. Craig Williams rides barrier 19. Rosa's paying $8 to win with Ladbrokes and $2.90 for the place. Big finish last start for a close second in the Archer over 1,300 metres 5 weeks ago. You probably would have preferred last week's barrier.
Yeah, I would have. The redraw is absolutely no good. No good. She's going to get back anyway and come to the middle part of the track. I'm still keen enough to run her. I think she's in good order. I'll have a chat to Craig between now and Saturday. Good track suit her. Eagle Farm suits her. There's enough pressure for her to be, free wide back off speed and come to the right part. I think she can still run really well, this mare. She's going brilliant.
Okay, and the second runner we have is Floozie. She'll carry 56.5 kilos. Angela Jones will ride her, and she'll jump from barrier at 20 and is paying $10 to win with Ladbrokes and $3.40 for the place. She's won 3 consecutive starts for her first preparation with us. Last start in the silk stocking over the 1,400 metres. The barrier does add a bit of an extra challenge.
Yeah, it does. It's an interesting race, however. The other speed runners, or the 2 speed runners in the race, are actually drawn wider.
Okay.
So if she could roll forward that speed, I can't see why she couldn't get into a nice spot 4th, 5th, 6th. So it just depends. I don't think, as I said earlier, I don't think sitting 3 deep will be a negative here at this track. So I'm not totally tearing my ticket up with her. Okay. I could wait and go the Dane Ripper next week, but I think this is a good option for a month between runs. So I think the barriers, although they're not overly kind to me, I don't think they're tear your tickets up and go home sort of stuff. So both those mares can race well. They're very even.
Okay.
They're both really nice mares. They're both definitely in their right race.
Okay. We are into the final furlong of this week's Final Gallop. Who is your best winning chance at Eagle Farm on Saturday?
Yeah, I tossed up between a couple here, but I'm going to stick with Transatlantic. I think he's a right horse.
Oh,
he's a really nice horse, this bloke, and
he's happy with
he's
that.
my best chance.
Okay, and your best each way chance?
There was 2 I could have thought of there, and I could have them both, and I'm going to give them both. Bugger it. I'll break the rules, Claire. I'm going to go
Shock me.
Nettuno. I think he's way over the odds in the Lightning and what's a really competitive race. I mean, desperate for him to get on a big track and draw a nice gate, which he has. And Hidden Wealth, I really like him. I think he's about $8. Something in the market in the Moreton Cup. I think he'll definitely bounce back. Okay,
and your best at the provincials over the weekend. We've got the Gold Coast and Toowoomba on Saturday and the Sunshine Coast on Sunday.
I think we'll stick with Emily Lang taking down the Gold Coast for us on Saturday. We'll stick with Langers at the coast.
Yep.
And I'm going to go with Jen Chick Boom.
Jen Chick Boom, lovely. Your best track worker this week?
My best track worker this week. We used the course proper for a few gallops. I thought Zarastro was unreal.
Yep.
Because he can be a real turd sometimes out there. It's a terrible word to use, turd, isn't it? But
he is.
But he was bloody good, and his recovery was great. I really liked him, Zarastro. He loved working out there on Tuesday morning. So I'm going to tick with him, and I'm looking forward to seeing him racing the Kingsford Smith. He reminds me a lot of Jonker going into that race, who just narrowly got beat by Vega 1, but he reminds me a lot of that.
Okay. Now, 1 or 2 to follow from Tuesday's trials at Doomben. We had 20 go around.
Yeah, there were some nice horses there on Tuesday. I love seeing the blinkers on Midnight Spirit. You'll see him in the Oxlade with the blinkers on next week.
Okay.
Thought he was really impressive, the 2-year-old. He's a horse I particularly like. And I thought Deep Vegas, Philly late in the day, she's bloody nice mare. Goes to a maiden in a few weeks' time. She'll be unbackable odds, but she's a really nice horse to follow through the grade, particularly as this carnival winds down and the off-season racing starts to come along.
Okay. Now, also on the watch list is a 2-year-old colt set to race in a big group race at Royal Ascot this month, Hey True Blue. He will join our stable once he finishes his European season.
We bought him only 8 weeks ago with the plan. He runs second at Leicester.
Yeah.
I did say something different.
Completely different,
Leicester. And it poured rain right before the race, and he's a dry tracker. So he heads to Ascot now, either the Tuesday or the Thursday. It's really cool to be part of a horse like that.
Absolutely.
And we'll get to see how he runs his next few races over there before he comes out to Australia, hopefully later in the year.
Okay, and while we're on the subject of international races, don't forget the opportunity to join Tony on a 10-night tour of Japan in August. The details are on the screen. How's the Japanese lessons going?
Oh, they're great.
They're great.
I love sushi. And sashimi.
Ohio gozaimasu. That means good morning.
Oh, yeah. Dishonest.
Okay. Now it is time for Cavs Corner, which is supported by the Brisbane Airport Hotels Group. Last week's multi was a null and void due to the abandonment of some races.
Probably the first win he's had. Got his money back.
Yeah, true. Let's find out what his multi is for this weekend.
Welcome to Cavs Corner for this week. No joy last week. This week we'll go Nettuno a place into Hidden Wealth a place. Good punting, guys.
So he's gone Nettuno a place into Hidden Wealth a place. That seems very reasonable.
I like it. Yeah, I do like that. I like the place multi. These races are tough Saturday. They're good races. It's a really, really good meeting. I can't sort of say that probably enough. I'm pretty excited about it, really. I think, 10 races. I like the way they changed the things around to make this happen.
Yep.
I'll tell you, I will give you a provincial tip too. I'm going to go Johnny Rambo, Sunshine Coast on Sunday. Johnny Rambo Sunday.
Yep.
Don't miss him.
Yep. Okay, don't miss him. And good luck on Saturday, Tony. We'll need some luck, but plenty of chances throughout the day.
Yeah, have a great weekend, everyone.
Best of luck to everyone over the whole weekend.